In this video, we're going to talk about how to make sales prospecting easier using episodic content. Hey everyone, my name is Kareem. I'm one of the co-founders at Tribe Tactics and I'm the author of the book Original Series. And in this series of videos, we're going to talk to you about everything you need to know to plan and grow your very own podcast, original series, show. So let's get right into it. I want to reference an amazing book, which essentially this video is kind of like a tribute to as well. It's a book called Give and Take by a legend called Adam Grant. So in the book Give and Take, Adam talks about the three different types of people that we would come across in life, in business, and definitely in sales as well, especially if we're prospecting and building relationships with new accounts. So those three people types are matchers, givers, and takers. So you can already guess what each one means from the title. Most people are matchers. They are people that are essentially happy to give value back as long as they're getting value as well. So you do something for me, I do something for you. Givers are people that, as you can imagine, are people who are very, happy to give value first, especially if there's nothing necessarily in return for them in return. And so for takers, then these are people that are just as nice as the other two, but the only thing is that they're always thinking, listen, like, what's in it for me, right? So most people are matchers, according to the research from the book. And if we add the matchers group plus the givers group, we can argue that, yeah, definitely most people are happy to reciprocate in some way, shape, or form. Because you're either dealing with a matcher, right, in which case they're going to return that, or a giver, in which case they'll be more than happy to return that, right? And then I have faith with takers as well. Many times if you're persistent enough in the value that you're adding, who knows, they may reciprocate at one point in time. And so really when we think about the three different types of people that we're reaching out to, more often than not, they're going to be people who will reciprocate back. And this is why we absolutely love it when people build shows with the intent of actually adding value to other people by inviting them to be on that platform. If you compare that to just doing like a typical like cold outreach or cold emailing or cold calling, this is something that is actually very novel in the sense that you're adding value to them first. You're telling them, hey, I noticed that you are an expert in so and so. And as a matter of fact, we actually have an entire show that's dedicated to that. And we'd love to feature you on that show so that you can add your insights and experience to that. The other dynamic there is that especially if you're starting off with a list of target accounts of the same, a certain vertical, a certain job title, you can actually draw reference to those as well. So if some of these people have already committed to the show, you could say, hey, like, brands A, B, and C are already going to be there, and we'd love for you to be on the show as well. And so it's a nice way to build excitement, build urgency, and just appeal to that FOMO piece, right? The fear of missing out. And so being able to have those two dynamics of really nailing something that they really care about, something that's a passion point from theirs, and you can figure that out by just looking at their LinkedIn profile or looking at any other maybe posts or content that they or their team have released in that space. It's a great way to give you a lot of insight so that you can really personalize your outreach when you're doing that. And at the same time, helping you to really look for trends across all the people you're reaching out to in your target account list to be able to do something that will appeal to all these people. Matching that with the dynamic of, hey, like there's already other people that you may have heard of, or at least companies you've heard of, and we would hate for you to miss out. We'd love you to be a part of this as well. This is a great way to create value in general. And the other piece about it is that the worst case scenario here is you get to create awesome content. You co-create that awesome content, which will benefit your audience, but also their joint audience as well. So the worst case scenario is you've created value for a lot of people. The best case scenario, as you can imagine, is them turning back and saying, you know what, we've actually had a look at your company and it just so happens that this is something that we are looking into right now. Would you guys be up for telling us more about what you do or hearing more about our pain points? Something to the tune of that. And again, this could be just a way for them to reciprocate. Or at the very least, they may be even thinking of other people in their network. It may not be them, but it could be someone in their network who could really use your services. Or maybe, again, could be featured on that show as well. And so it's kind of this circle of life, circle of episodic content, so to speak, where there's always, value being created in that chain in general. So I'd love to know other ways that you are giving before taking in the sales process. Let me know in the comments below. And let me know if you are thinking of creating a show to be able to do some of the things that we talked about today. I'd love to hear your ideas. and I'll see you on the next one.